I think I made it on live. Hello, hello. Who's gonna join us today? I'm so excited. Women Warriors. It is Wednesday, May 7th, 2025 today. And I'm super excited. I have not done a PowerPoint presentation for you all in a minute. So yeah, we are gonna get there today. Let's see here. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the group. Welcome online. Welcome in the Facebook page, wherever you are. I hope you are doing well. Okay, let me see here. I see somebody's joined on Facebook. Hey, I hope you stick around. I'm super excited. Let's see. I want to share my page. I'm trying some new stuff out, so don't mind me. I'm kind of forgetting a little bit how to do stuff, how to reset up things. So technical difficulties, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so we are going to try some stuff here. I guess I gotta download that. I don't know. I just wanted to share this screen. Well, I got a new computer recently, so this is why things are a little out of whack here, out of sorts. Okay. I think we can see people on Zoom, in Facebook. Can you see my screen? Let's see. Just gonna wait it out for a minute and see what happens. All right, I see it. I see the screen on Facebook. It is there. Hey, I'm so excited. Welcome, women warriors, to the mastermind. Tonight, we are going to be talking about breaking free from negative cycles. I hope you're just as excited as I am. Welcome. We are live. So sorry for the late delay on getting on. It has been a fun little few minutes here trying to figure out my IT situation. But we are live, so hashtag team live, hashtag team replay. I'm so thankful that you are here. I always love having you women warriors with me on the journey to inspire self-love. Drop one word in the chat or in the comments on how you are feeling today. I would love to hear how you're all doing. Please let me know. To me, I'm going to say I'm excited. I'm feeling excited today. Are we surprised? I'm usually feeling a little bit excited, I think, but that's just part of who I am. So I'm just excitable, very happy to be there here. And so we're going to continue onwards. How are you feeling? Excited, happy, joyful, sad, depressed? Anxious? What are you feeling? It's okay. You don't have to feel positive all the time. Sometimes we have bad days. Are you feeling tired? Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the comments. How is it going for you today? I'm going to start off asking you some questions. Can you relate? Are you ready to identify and dismantle negative thought patterns that are holding you back? Type yes if that's you. Drop it in the comments. Do you often feel weighed down by thoughts of not being good enough or worthy enough? Say yes in the comments if you can relate to that. I know I can, so yes, yes, yes. And are you ready to gain some insights and strategies to transform your mindset and empower your journey to self-love? Say me if that's you. Me. It's so me. I'm so excited. And I really love being on this journey with you all. This is a little bit funny, but that's okay. We're going to just make do with it, with what we got. That changes my slides. It's fine. I'm kind of doing this a little funny on here anyway. So like, what do we do? You know, I'm just trying to figure it out. I don't want to do the whole thing because then I won't be able to see any of your comments. I won't be able to see things like that. So this is why my screen's a little funny, but that's fine. We like funny, right? Okay, let's see. I went one too far. Okay, yeah, right here. We are here. So I'm going to tell you some secrets on how you can get the most value out of this mastermind. Although I am going to take a quick step and like close this curtain. Just 1 second. Thank you. Otherwise, I just would not be as excited or like antsy about that. I have a weird thing. I'll share it with you sometime. Well, first things first is this is for you. So welcome, be here and be present. I'm thankful that you've decided to join me today, this Wednesday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever you are here. If you're watching the replay, love you too, girl. This is for you. Take notes. I encourage you to journal and write down some things as we are talking, because some of these things that I'm going to mention are great tools for you to use. And so if you don't already have a journal and a pen, now is the time. Go ahead and run and go get one. Go get it. I'll give you a couple minutes. Go get it. If you're watching the replay, hit pause. Go get it, because you're going to want to write down some of these things, I promise. This is an interactive session. I love when my fellow women warriors are here and ready to participate. If you are here and you're ready, do hashtag team replay, whether that's on the YouTube chat, whether that's in the Facebook group, hashtag team replay. If you're here live, hashtag team live, write it in. Please feel free to use your emojis, use your hearts, whatever you want. Just interact with me, because that makes things real fun. Drop your questions in the chat. If anytime during the conversation or during this video, something comes to mind, type it in the comments, write it in the chat. I really want you to be able to use this time to ask questions, to think about things, to elaborate on your experiences, so that we can really move forward into our journey with self-love. And then if I miss something, or if you have a question, I can always address that and make your own video about that question. So helpful when you guys are leading me, because like I said, this is for you. So if you guide me towards what would be helpful for you in any situation or time, then I'm so able to help and get you ladies video and content that relates to you for you. Let's see here. Things got off. All right. With that, I would love for you to share your insights, your experiences, because your insights and experiences are valuable. So your story is just as important to me as it is to the other women warriors, because you are your own unique, precious creation, and your experience is your experience. This is a safe place, so please make sure that in the comments, in the chat, whether you're live, that we always remain respectful and supportive. I guess I could say respectful. I feel like respective is kind of funny. Respectful. We're just gonna edit right here, right now. This is real live time right here. All right, and the most important part, have fun. I'm so excited to be here with you today. Woo-hoo. Oh, this is my woman warrior call, in case for those of you that don't know. What's yours? You got a fun cat call or warrior call? Because that's mine. Yeah, just gonna share it with you now. So this is my story. So this isn't where I started. I was actually trapped in all kinds of negative cycles. All kinds of negative cycles. Did I say that? I was in toxic relationships, both romantic and platonic, just friendships. Most importantly, I was in a toxic relationship with myself. That one was the biggest one that I had to really work on. And that's what got me here. I suffered in a self-love deficiency, from a self-love deficiency. And so that is why I got here, right? Because I did suffer through despair and anxiety, and I experienced a lot of self-neglect. And I even went through multiple times of having suicidal idealization, which I sometimes can't believe I overcame that and have been able to escape that part of who I was, including the other part that you see there with the self-harming. Like, that is something that I struggled with as a teenager and had for a few years in my life. But the funny thing is that those like 3 or 4 years that I actively was doing that to myself stuck around for me, like when I was really stuck in that most recent toxic negative relationship. I remember there was a night when I was super, like, pretty pregnant, and Next thing I know, I'm over here thinking like that would be a good idea. And I know it wasn't. Like I had thankfully grown enough to know that I no longer wanted to self-harm. And so it took some time to, work out of that initially. And now I'm very aware that those feelings come back for me. Do you have any old habits or things that come back for you? Because I know I still have to focus on working on my self love because of my self love deficiency. That if I don't, then I end up falling back into the negative cycle, which is so easy to do. I don't know if you can relate. If you can, say me in the comments. Let me silence my phone because it is being loud. All right, we're going to keep going. So, today I want to talk about how a negative cycle is like an anchor. Yeah, an anchor. And I didn't bring my pirate hat, but maybe if you're lucky, I'll go get it because I love me some piratiness. So, yes, I'm silly, but I know that has been me right here. Can you see this stick figure? I know it's not the best drawing or photo or depiction, but that was me before. Just add some long hair. So, welcome, welcome. So, if we are here and I'm excited to share with you why I think a negative cycle is like an anchor. And it's kind of like the theme for the whole time today. So, I'm excited about it. The question is, what's stopping you from sailing your ship? Because an anchor on a ship is something that weighs you down, right? It stops you. It's meant to keep the boat from moving on, whether it's a boat or a sail. If you don't want to keep moving, then that's when you stop by dropping the anchor. But I'm here to relate and use this as a metaphor that every negative cycle that is holding you back is like an anchor in your life. So that's why I'm asking, what's stopping you from sailing your ship? What anchors are you ignoring, pretending aren't there, know that they're there, but aren't doing anything about? What negative cycle are you living or experiencing that's holding you back from living your most authentic, joyful, and passionate life? Well, I'm going to share what I know and what you can do about it. First thing you got to do is check that boat of yours. Check your boat. You're the boat. I'm the boat of my ship, right? And so I'm the ship of my body. I don't know. I'm the captain of my ship, right? So check for the anchors. Like if you're not happy, if you're experiencing some bad stuff in your life, then I encourage you to look around and see what that is. Like what's holding you back. Once you find what it is, you got to raise the anchor. Okay, and sometimes you have to make it walk the plank too. Okay, sometimes it's not just that, but we have to set sail because you are the captain of your ship. Can't help it. Sorry, ladies, but the pirate in me is so excited about talking about anchors right now. It's just part of who I am. Oh, that was out of order. So this is part of my journey, right? Like I said, I didn't start here. And so for me, some of my anchors that I've experienced my whole life is just not feeling good enough. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel loved. I struggled with myself. And in that top photo there in 2021, I was depressed. I was in a toxic relationship. I was, you know, in my deep self-love deficiency that I didn't even know. I wasn't even taking care of myself. Now that photo there is on my birthday, my 30th birthday, and the other photo below is on my 33rd birthday. So when I started to sail my own ship and became captain of it and started to really work on this journey to inspire self-love is when my life started to change and transform. And you are able to be the captain of your lifeboat too. Oh, lifeboat, that reminds me, it's from like a show. So I'm here to ask you, how's your journey going? Is it going good? Are you lost? Are you look on the map? Are you moving? Are you stagnant? What's going on? Meanwhile, we're going to talk about some stats. Okay, some stats about our self-love journey and what it's like when you're going through some negative cycles. So, the prevalence of negative self talk is very high when you're experiencing a lot of negative cycles. Research indicates that approximately 80% of people's thoughts are negative, and 95% of these thoughts are repetitive from the day before. This highlights the importance of addressing and changing these patterns. So, I like to say it's a negative cycle, right? Because you're just kind of stuck on that merry-go-round like a hamster wheel. Now, if you're on my Facebook group too, you might have seen one of my most recent posts talking about how I thought it was 70%. Well, apparently the stats have updated. It is now 80% of your thoughts, of the average person's thoughts, are negative. That's a lot of negative thoughts that every single one of us are experiencing, whether we're aware of it or we're not aware of it. Well, if you're not aware of it, then life feels like hell all the time. It feels like you're dragging that anger through Davy Jones' locker. You hear me, mateys? So it's good and important to be aware of those things so that way we can work on using them, like improving those things. The impact on mental health is important as well for the self-love journey and trying to figure out what those anchors are in our life. Studies show that negative thinking can increase the risk of mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. So, recognizing and alternating these patterns can significantly improve mental well being. Like I mentioned to you before, back in 2021, depressed, anxious, frustrated, resentful. I was living a life I didn't want to live. Checking in on you. Do you feel that way sometimes? Are you feeling that way now? If you are, type, yeah, that's me in the comments. Another statistic for not working on our self-love and being stuck with a lot of anchors and trapped in negative cycles is our self-esteem and a performance in life is dampened. According to the American Psychological Association, individuals with higher self-esteem and positive self-talk tend to perform better in various aspects of life, including work and relationships. Seems pretty important to me to think about having a better relationship with myself, right? Because those are some pretty important things. Many of us have to work, whether that's a day job, on a project, around the home. We have things to do, right? And not only that, but it said relationships. And I'm not talking about only your romantic relationships. I'm talking about all of the relationships. Your relationships with the random person at the grocery store, your relationships with those coworkers that we were just talking about, kind of. The relationships with a partner is, of course, part of this relationship. And the relationships with your children. If you have children, your sisters, your brothers, your aunts and uncles, all the family members, right? Are those relationships good? Because they also say that having good relationships also increases longevity in our lives. So we're going to go over a few steps to dismantle the negative thought patterns that could arise. And then I also have a framework to share with you at the end that I'm excited to. So stick around. One is we got to bring awareness, right? Begin by identifying those negative thoughts. Keep a journal to track when these thoughts occur and what triggers them, especially if you've been in a constant state of negative thoughts, bad thoughts. Sometimes we don't know anything besides the negative. I don't know about you, but that was me. Raise your hand if that was you. Type in the chat, comment on the replay. Have you been experiencing negative thoughts? Are 80% of your thoughts negative, like we just talked about? Are 95% of those negative thoughts from yesterday? Didn't leave yesterday behind, did I? Well, today maybe I did. But 3 years ago, whew, that statistic was so true for me back then. I cannot just tell you that. Next step, challenge. I want you to ask and question the validity of those thoughts. Ask yourself, are they based on facts or assumptions? One of the important things to remember on this self-love journey, especially when you're struggling with a lot of a lot of negative thoughts, is are the negative thoughts and our emotions and like our feelings, are they being driven by fact or an assumption? Which one is it for you? I know for me, at one time, it was a lot of assumption based, a lot of feeling based, a lot of emotion based. And then when I started thinking about the facts, it kind of helped validate some of those feelings. But the facts also help us see the real story without emotion that help us to overcome those things, right? So let's see, the next step is to reframe those thoughts. So instead of thinking, I'm trapped in this toxic marriage, then I can replace those negative thoughts with something positive, right? I can do this without a toxic relationship. Like I am able to overcome my life moment. Like I'm able to, I deserve a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like we deserve healthy relationships. Like we deserve to be able to experience joy with our partner. So replace the negative thoughts with positive affirmations and more balanced perspectives. For example, I can't do this to I am learning and growing. It's important to reframe your thoughts. And of course, step 4 here in this short steps practice mindfulness. Practice mindfulness. Engage in mindfulness exercises to stay present and reduce overthinking. Techniques like deep breathing or meditation can also help. And I feel like journaling helps. I know that journaling was step 1, but sometimes when you're journaling, that is like an active way to practice mindfulness. Okay, this is the part I got excited for. I was going to share with you my anchor framework. So, when you are feeling lost, like you don't know what to do, like you're stuck in a negative cycle, I challenge you to remember this anchor framework because it can help you navigate that negative cycle and help you become the captain of your ship again. Real fast, I'm just going to give you what that all means. Anchor. A for awareness, N for neutralize, C for change, H for heal, and O to observe, and R to reinforce. And are you ready for the steps? Because we are going to go there next. So awareness. What we want to do is cultivate awareness of your thoughts and recognize when negative patterns are arising. So like we talked about in the last couple of steps that you could do is to take action. Keep a thought journal to document those negative thoughts and identify those triggers. If you're not aware, you can't stop it. If you're not aware, your anchor is down and you are not moving. You are stuck. And that ship is not sailing when your anchor is down. Neutralize. So we want to neutralize the power of our negative thoughts by questioning their validity, right? So ask yourself questions. Are those assumptions? Challenge them with evidence. What's the evidence? Is it a fact or an assumption like we were talking about? Is it that my emotions got out of control, or is it that there's something actually going on that needs to be addressed? Sometimes when we are experiencing things, we don't allow ourselves to feel the reality of what's going on. Instead of like dealing with that reality and taking action on it, we just ignore it, right? Sometimes we just agree with it. And if you roll over and just say, yep, you got me, this is true, when really it's all emotion and feelings based and assumptions, well, you might get a little lost in your on your life journey of inspiring self-love. I know I hop off the self-love train all the time myself. Change. So we change our perspective by reframing negative thoughts into positive or neutral ones. Use positive affirmations to replace negative self-talk. For example, I can't do this to I am capable and learning. H is for heal. So what we want to do is we want to heal from our past experiences that contribute to negative thought patterns. So we should practice forgiveness and self-compassion. Forgiveness is so good for our souls. It helps us in being able to let go, helps us to be able to grow, heal, and experience life in a different level that we didn't have before. We should engage in activities that promote emotional healing, things like meditation or therapy. And for me, coaching. I got so much help by working with coaches. And that's why I do this now. I'm here to inspire self-love, and hopefully not just within myself, but with you as well. And any other woman warrior here, live or watching the replay. Always to observe. Observe your progress and the impact of changing thought patterns in your life. Because if you're not observing what's going on, you're not aware to begin with, right? Sometimes you don't know what's happening. Sometimes life is chaotic because you're stopped and the waves are turning you, and you're just kind of like on that bumpy wave ocean. So, one of the things that you'll want to do is regularly reflect on your journey and celebrate small victories to reinforce positive changes. You got to celebrate those wins, you know? You got to celebrate the small victories. What are the small victories? That's up to you to decide. When I first started my self-love journey, my small victories were like getting up, taking a shower, brushing my teeth, flossing. They were to say some affirmations. I got excited when I would remember them instead of spiraling down on those negative thoughts that held me down and kept me trapped. After that, you have to remember to reinforce the new positive thought patterns through consistent practice and support. Like I told you earlier, it's easy to fall back into those negative cycles. It's easy to go back to the things that we already knew. It's easy to remember those 95% of thoughts that are negative that I had yesterday might be 80% negative thoughts today too, right? Statistically speaking, that's happening to the average human. So what can you do about it? You have to surround yourself with supportive people and resources and continue practicing mindfulness and positive affirmations. Get plugged in. I'm here in this situation right now, right? Like I wasn't inspiring self-love as much as I would have loved to be doing over the last month, which I have no idea why. Okay, well, there's been some ideas and I was going to share them earlier, and I'm realizing now that I forgot to share them, so I'm going to share them now. But I have been coming out of some seasons of self-love deficiency. And one of those things that I was going to share is that I recently was working under an manager that is just not my favorite manager in the world. I've had several in my working career, and this one and we did not get along very well. And so since we didn't get along very well, I didn't realize that it was impacting me in a negative way. I went from being joyful and excited to go to work and to serve the community that I do at the Children's Hospital here in Salt Lake that I work for, helping kids to, come and get treated for their open heart interventions. Like, it's so crazy, and I feel so blessed to do what I do, and also helping manage some of the daily like workflows and coordination of patients at that time when I was doing that job still. It was like a 2 jobs in one. And so I was enjoying my work. I had a good time, and then this manager came in and started, being her, doing her thing, setting all these new rules, all these new guidelines, pretty much just trying to control every little thing that she could control, right? And well, it's work. I didn't really have much to do or say, and I kind of resisted for a little while, and it just made things more challenging, right? We had a lot of difficult conversations. Her and I just couldn't communicate very well together. And so I found myself in that phase of kind of quietly quitting. Have y'all heard that phrase, quietly quitting, when you pretty much just start doing bare minimum because you're just not going to go above and beyond for anything, right? And quietly quitting is sad to do because it slowly drains your energy source. And so that's what I was doing. I was quietly quitting. I gave in. I rolled over and said, you know what? This is my manager. I have to respect her. I have to do what she says. But my excitement, my joy, my passion for work turned sour. It made me go from looking forward to going into work to not even wanting to go to work. I started showing up late to work. I started, kind of being more resentful of work. I started just like, I have to go. I would get nervous every time I'd hear her voice, see her, and I would try to be friendly, but it just wasn't clicking for us. So whatever. So what could I do about that situation, right? Like, I could continue to do what I was going to do, which is what I was doing. And when I finally realized that it was affecting who I am as a person and that my self-love was down, and mind you, I also gained back like 40, 50 pounds during like a year under this woman's managerialness. I just wasn't loving myself, you know? And so by acknowledging and realizing that, I was able to start making my own changes and took control of my ship again. I started steering my ship in the direction I wanted to. So thankfully, God willing, I was able to apply to a new role by putting in a bid. We were trying to split the current job that I was having in that job, and we were able to split it into 2 jobs. And the job that I maintained included a different team and a smaller team with a different manager. And so I'm blessed with the opportunity that I got to stay where I work, including working with the team overall, like the general big team. But then I was able to move into a new role that helped me kind of leave that negative cycle behind, and took a couple days, took a couple weeks to like shift out of that mindset, and also kind of pick up the new work, learn new things. And now I'm excited to go to work again, you know? And I had already decided, you know, I can't do anything about the way this person is, so I'm just going to do the best that I can, low key the best that I can. I'm not going to go super above and beyond, but I will do what's being asked of me within, you know, limitations and with healthy boundaries, because sometimes I was asked to do things I just could not do. And so I had decided, right, like, this is my ship. If I can't get along with this manager, if I don't get this job, then I'm going to start looking for other jobs outside of my current role, outside of the current unit that I'm on. And so that's the route I went. I started to prepare my resume, started to update it, you know, and just got things rolling so that way I would be ready for when that time came, because that's what I could do. And so I would practice things, right? Like I'd pray, I'd ask God, please help me. Thank you so much for the job that I know is coming. Give me patience so that I am able to make it through this dark, hard season of my life. Well, I hope that you were able to get some value today. If you did, comment value in the chat, hashtag team live, hashtag team replay. If you got some value, please let me know, because all big journeys begin with small steps. And so I hope that this anchor framework can help you to consider those things that are holding you back and weighing you down as anchors that can be lifted. You have the power to rein that anchor back up and to let your ship sail. Thank you. Hashtag team love. Thank you. I love it. So if you did get value and you're looking for a deeper dive into your anchors, let's set up an empowerment call. You can find me on Instagram at Inspire Self Love. You can find me on Facebook on my Inspire Self Love Facebook page. And if you are here on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe and join the Woman Warrior group. If you are interested in joining our private Facebook group, make sure you drop that in the comments so that way we are able to get you into the group and you can be here live and participate with me. I'm so excited. A huge giant thank you, because, you know, our time is valuable and I appreciate you allowing me to be part of your journey here. So with that, I'm excited to say that I'll see you in 2 weeks, May 21st, 2025. So we are going to be talking about spiritual growth and personal development. And I'm realizing that I forgot to ask, does anybody have any questions or thoughts that they want to share? We have a little bit of time that we could do a little bit of Q&A. V, I see you're here online. Not sure if you have anything you'd like to add right now. You're welcome to.
I just really appreciate that it flows so well, because having that ANCHOR, it's like an anchor for the whole thing. Like I'll be able to remember it, you know, put it all together again, and then do like a self-check.
Yes. It's important to anchor it in. Yeah, that's what I was excited.
And of course, I'll remember the pirate.
Yes, the pirates, right? I love piracy. It's just my thing. Like not like the real pirates back in the day that were mean and evil, but I like to pretend and dress up like one. Like that's fun for Tanya. Um, so yeah, I was excited and I'm thinking I'm definitely gonna have to do another pirate themed teaching, especially when it comes closer to International Talk Like a Pirate Day mateys. Maybe I'll even be in my pirate getup for that one. I didn't even think about it. I wasn't like I knew what I was gonna talk about and everything, but I should have pirated it up more. I see somebody's here online live with us. Welcome. We were going over a few things about how our negative cycles can be like anchors that weigh us down and how we need to find out what those anchors are so we can rise the anchors, raise the anchors is how you'd say it, and allow our ship to sail because you are the captain of your ship, just like how I'm the captain of my ship. I hope you received some value today. Anybody else have any questions? I know somebody just joined on Facebook. You're welcome to ask a question in the chat if you'd like. Give it a little bit of a minute. If anybody wants to think about it, ask anything, any concerns about negative cycles. Would anybody like to share a negative cycle they're experiencing or going through? I'm all ears. This is here. I'm here for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm starting to see that it's finally like I can really understand this idea of an anchor because I've definitely had it down. And so today, two of my sons from college came back home. The third one that's already graduated and has a job was making like a meal with breaded chicken. And I was just like, I was in the moment. And I realized that when I have the anchor down, you know, you think that that's when I'm in the moment, but I'm not. I'm stuck in my own head. And then when I start sailing, I can actually be with others. And that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, I love that. Sailing. And I don't know if any of you have been on the ocean or on a boat, but or sailing in general, but like the breeze, right? Like the breeze of the ocean and the salty water if you're on the ocean is just so peaceful to me. And that's one of the things I think women forget is like our natural state because we're women, I do like to work on the feminine energy in my life because we are meant to flow in the energy of our day. Like our life should flow easily from one thing into the next thing, into one passion, into the other, into joy, into fun, into uplifting things, right? Like we should have a good flow. And I don't mean anti flow or like, the lady flow, but I'm talking about like just energy, the flow of energy, right? And when you have an anchor placed, that negative thought, that negative experience, that negative cycle that keeps coming back is an anchor that's stopping that flow. Your ship is not sailing anymore. And metaphorically, if we are going to go away from the anchor metaphor and the ship metaphor, which I really love today because I love anchors and I love all that stuff, would be like if your journey right now hit a giant mountain going upwards and you're just like, how am I going to go up this mountain? Sometimes it's just a very small, hard, challenging thing. But if you're not able to overcome that by saying one small step at a time, then we'll never make it to the other side of the journey. You'll be stuck at the bottom of the mountain for a very long time. I know it's probably a bad analogy because I don't hike any big mountains, but like if any of you guys like to hike, maybe that will make sense. Or any of you women. Yes, I love that. Thank you, Veronica, for sharing that. Anybody have any other questions before we wrap this up? Comments, thoughts? Well, comment value if you got some value today. And again, if you're looking for a deeper dive into your anchors, let's set up an empowerment call. I would love to set some time to talk with you and help you process some of those anchors, and let's see how we can lift those anchors up today. And again, thank you so much for your time. I'm so excited to see you again in 2 weeks on May 21st at 7 p.m. I forgot to put that on here. 7 p.m. Mountain time, daytime, mountain daytime, whatever. And our topic next time is going to be spiritual growth and personal development because that is what has led me here. I'm so thankful for the grace that our Heavenly Father has given to me, because without Him, I would not be here trying to share this message with you. And I hope that you are able to be filled with love, joy, and peace as we move forward into more days to come in our life. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you watched the replay if you didn't get to catch the whole video, and I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.